See how many different groups I have here. You're by yourself, Rambler. Four of you guys and you three. So let's take you four and you sort of put you guys on this upper skip and you guys will put on the bottom skip with the guide, alright? So just shoulder to shoulder, face out towards me, make sure you guys feel comfortable there.
Come on.
Come on in.
Oh my God.
Come on.
This is like
So it's only 2 minutes this way. And if you look out this way, you'll see the shaft and the ladders going down. And if you look out towards me, you'll see some of the other levels.
okay, so don't look that way. This is no different than
This is a lot different.
Well, she doesn't even like
no, we
elevators,
did the
so.
when did we do the dam?
You can do
Hoover
it.
Dam.
We're gonna send you up first.
Okay, so you can
Up
load at
first.
the bottom.
Hold up a little bit. Not very fast, not very far.
Not very far.
Up first word. Sorry. That's okay. We're just going up. It's okay.
Just
Only
one
for
little
a couple feet.
The other one.
Who picked this?
Not me.
Apparently it was Sharon.
I don't know.
She's getting worse.
Yes, you are. If your old mother can do it, you can do it. Tell yourself that over and over. If my old decrepit mother can do this, I can do this.
Old decrepit. None of that helps, just so y'all know.
Not far.
Oh,
It's okay.
it's just dark.
It's just an elevator. You can't see anything when you're going in an elevator.
Here, Sam, just read off the menu to her again.
He's having the brisket. Remember, the brisket is really important. Oh, there went a level. That was cool. Did you see that?
Don't
Wait.
look.
Well,
No, you can look.
watch
It's
a minute.
okay.
Oh,
Look,
see,
look.
Oh, there's lights every so often, and you see a level where they used to go in. You might have missed the best one.
This is no worse
I
than
can't
Ruby
see
Falls.
anything.
Well, you will be in
no,
a minute.
You missed the level that we got to see.
Oh, my ears are popping.
Mine too.
Get warmer down there, right?
Oh, wow, this is not.
Can you imagine mining for
No.
a living? They had to do this all the time. There was one really nice lit up level up there that you missed.
Where's the canary?
We are the
Here,
canary.
it's right there. You could see where a tunnel was.
That's a coal mine anyway. This is not a coal mine. This is a gold mine.
There.
it is.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
It was just a mining tunnel.
Aren't you glad you got on with us?
Oh, God.
He wanted to scream too. He likes to do it.
Sorry.
And you
Great
actually
natural sound.
did that big zip line that I did not do. You can do this.
He's waiting for us to get to the bottom. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
My ears. Oh, God.
So we went up 14,000.
It got quiet. Why is it
They're
so
getting
quiet?
out on the bottom. This is a 2-level
Yeah, they're stopping,
elevator.
babe.
Where the next one's off. Ta-da! Look at that, lights and everything.
I see nothing.
Look down.
I see a sign says
That's them letting everybody out. He was just slowing down a minute ago. He wasn't ready to let them out. Now, see the room right there. You need to ask your doctor if they have brave pills.
Yeah, it's called gummies.
Oh, God.
There you go. You survived.
Why is it bouncing?
nice smooth ride.
Go ahead, Sharon. No problem. How'd you get down here? You went in the bottom, that's all.
Oh.
How is everybody doing? Great. Doing okay? We need to practice for the first 2 minutes of this work. Everybody's okay after the ride down?
I'm good.
The rest of the tour, we're going to start right down here. If you follow me, and wherever there's rails, it's way easier to walk between the rails. Sometimes they can get pretty slippery if you're on top of it, okay? Come on over here, we'll get started.
My ears did pop.
This is no different than Ruby Falls.
Yeah, a little different.
I mean, this is more authentic.
Yes.
Not so bad once you get here.
So, my name is Mark. Hi, everybody. I'm not sure what Kenton told you up there, but I'm not an old-time miner. I didn't work in the gold mines. Well, I kind of work in the mine now, but not as a miner. I do have several friends, though, that did work in these mines in the 1970s, early 1980s. Those guys have some crazy stories to tell about what went on down here. Have any of you guys been in a gold mine before?
No. Gold mine?
This one, we came to.
Oh, that's right, yeah,
Well,
we were
you
here.
got one a few years back.
A few years back?
hungry. He
Okay,
can't
great.
help it.
Well, welcome back. So you guys have been in the volcano then also, because this is an ancient volcano. The gold formed mostly in vertical veins during the volcanic activity inside the volcano. And it's about 36 square miles. And if you go even like a half a mile off of the volcano, there isn't any gold. It's all in this one very compact area. And what we're going to do on the tour is talk about some of the history of what went on down here, and we'll show you some of the methods that the miners used throughout the years to get the gold out of the very hard rock here. It was 1891 when they first discovered gold here. And from then until about 1910, the miners would drill holes in the rock by hand using hand tools. So a single jacker was one miner, one sledgehammer called a single jack, and one drill steel. It's kind of like a chisel. And what they do is they get a hole started, they pound it and turn it and pound it and turn it much harder than I just did there until that hole is this deep in the rock. Then they have a series of longer and longer drill steels to go deeper and deeper. And you know why they're drilling these holes?
Dynamite.
Dynamite, blasting, yeah. Yeah, I had a little girl on my tour last summer. She was really funny. She said, I think if you drill far enough, the gold will just flow out.
Nice. If only.
Yeah, that would be way easier. This is not easy over here. It's really hard. This is called double jacking. You got a guy on his knees down here holding a 6-foot-long drill steel on his shoulder, and you have this guy behind him with a big hammer pounding away. That looks safe, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
They had to be really trusting, of course, and they had to be really, really good, because they're switching roles every 15 minutes or so, and you knew that if you accidentally hit your partner, in a little while, he gets the hammer. But if that's not dangerous enough, this was the light that they had.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so they were given 3 candles a day, and they had to make those candles last for their entire shift. And I've even heard stories of these single jack miners working by themselves here. Once they got a hole started, got a rhythm going with their pounding, then they would just blow the candle out. And they would hammer away in total darkness.
No.
Yeah, yeah. But it saved some oxygen that way, and they might have had a little bit of candle they could take home with them at night. It was all right. Then they
That
came
doesn't
up
seem
with
like a
carbide
way.
lamps. So these carbide lamps are really good. They lasted longer, were a lot brighter. There's carbide crystals in the bottom here, water in the top. This little valve drips the water out of the carbide. That creates acetylene gas. Have this little piece of flint here, and they'd click it, and it would light that acetylene gas, and a little flame come out about this far. This was a really efficient light source for you guys down here. Used these pretty much up until the time battery packs came in. And now, of course, I have an LED lamp. That's really nice. And you'll see as we go along, it's pretty well lit up for you for the tour. But the miners did not have it this way. They had total darkness except for whatever light source they got down here. And that's sometimes hard to remember when we're walking around here. But it should be bright enough if you want to take pictures, that's okay. If you have questions, even though I'm not an old-time miner, I will try to answer them. And I am very old school, though. I mean, really old school. I live in and I own the old Victor High School over in Victor, 5 miles from here. And there's a picture of my school on the tour. It's right there, that big building on the hill there. And say 17 years, I really enjoy the history of what went on there. I think you're gonna like this a lot of cool things to see and do. But for safety, we do need to stick together, okay? You can't have people, waiting back 10 minutes taking pictures and all that. Just take pictures as we go along, that's good. I say this isn't Disney World, right? It's all very real, and I just need to know where everybody is. Roman, I might need some help from you as we go along. Is that okay? You wanna help me out as we go along a little bit? Yeah, of course you do. All right, come on down this way.
No?
No.
Won't take. Boy, these miners weren't very tall, were they?
As long as we can see down this tunnel, that's what we're looking down first here. So when they would blast that rock, that big pile of rock is called muck. This guy here, he's a mucker. He gets paid $3 a day to shovel rock. And this is a pretty high-paying mining district back then. But he had to be really fast. He had to fill 2 of these 1-ton ore cars in an hour or he got fired. And there's a whole line of guys on the surface ready to take his job if he's too slow. But if he was smart, he put these metal muck plates flat on the ground before the blast, and then as they were shoveling and that pile got lower, it was easier to shovel off of the metal as opposed to the bare ground. And one of the guys that came into the district early on, he tried to be a mucker, but he was too slow. He got fired from 2 mines in 2 weeks. That guy was Jack Dempsey.
Nice.
And Jack Dempsey had done some boxing before he got here. Then after he got fired, he decided to take up boxing full time and trained over in Victor, and later on became the world heavyweight boxing champion. In the 1920s, he was as famous as Babe Ruth in the sporting world. But he wasn't fast enough to be a mucker in the mines. Worked out okay for him. Well, turn it over, you can see down this way now. So in 1910, they started bringing steam-powered machinery down into the mines. That converted to compressed air power, that's what we use now. This is a mucking machine, and using this, it only takes a few minutes to fill one of these ore cars. And by 1930, almost every mine, no matter how big or small it was, had one of these mucking machines, just because it's so much faster and easier. Now, I'm gonna run it for you and give you an idea how it works. Whenever I run something for you down here though, it's really loud, okay? So I've got some earplugs. If you wanna plug your ears, it might not be a bad idea.
I'll definitely do that.
All right, here we go. How about that?
That was cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah,
Did he have earplugs back then?
Oh, yeah.
Well, they did and they didn't. They would try to use cigarette butts in their ears and things like that, but a lot of the guys just didn't even bother with it. And one of my friends who used to work down in the mines, his name's Gary, he told me they got so good at using this, they could fill this in 3 or 4 scoops.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's way louder when they actually dump the rock in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I don't dump any rock in there because, well, I'm not a miner, I'm a tour guide. And then I would have to shovel it all out. I don't have to shovel it all out. Hey, Roman, you wanna help me out? How about this? Do you wanna guide the next part of the tour? You wanna lead the next part of the tour? It means you get to go in front. You wanna go in front?
All right.
All right, I'm following you, Roman. Here we go. I'm going down this way. Going down this way.
It's like, no, you first.
I'm with him.
All right, Roman.
Yeah, don't get us in trouble, lady. Huh? I don't think it is.
What is all this white?
Just kidding. sure he's about to tell us. Lime. No, not lime.
As long as you can see this rock face here and this machine, we're good. So I'll be asking you all a few questions as we go along here. What do you think the white stuff is all over the walls?
I was gonna say lime, but that doesn't make any sense.
It is magnesium sulfate. It's Epsom salt. We do ask that you please don't touch it or scrape it off, just because, well, if everyone that came on our tours was scraping it off of there wouldn't be anything left to look at. It's really nice, yeah. And that water seeps down through the rock, and it collects the salt that's in the rock, and the rock's under so much pressure back there. Yeah, really nice. And in 1910, with the power machine coming down here, this is a drifter drill. It's also called a column drill, and it's also called a liner drill. It only takes 3 drill steels, 2 foot long, 4 foot long, and 6 foot long. How long do you think it would take to drill a 6 foot deep hole in this rock by hand using hammers?
2 hours, 3 hours?
Okay, 2 hours. I always say a long time. They're really fast guys. Those guys working in pairs. Fastest of the fast guys could drill 6 feet using hammers in a little over an hour. But that is very hard work. This takes 15 minutes. Nice. Much easier. But they are drilling multiple holes in the rock in a pattern. I'll talk about that in a second. But they had to move this after each hole they drilled. That took some time and effort because it weighs over 300 pounds. Oh. But it's still faster and easier than using hammers, for sure. I'm going to run it for you for only like 1 or 2 seconds, okay? Because it's really loud. All right, are we ready? There it goes.
Oh my goodness, that is loud.
How about that for 8 hours a day?
Wow.
This pattern that
A couple days in, it wouldn't matter.
is very specific. Each of these is a 6 foot hole with 5 or 6 sticks of dynamite pushed in there.
Oh, wow.
Except for this one here in the center. They call that the reliever, and they leave it empty because when the rock first blasts, it needs somewhere to go in order to break apart properly. And that's where it would go first. The fuses are cut at different lengths, and then they are linked together so that each section of rock will blast at a different time in a sequence about 1 second apart. And so the first section of blast is this 5-hole burn here. Then the box goes, then the ribs and the knees blast, then the back goes. Then these 3 down here are very important. They're called the lifters. And those holes are drilled at an angle down about 30 degrees. So when everything else blasted, boom, 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 they were the last to blast, but they would kick that rock off the back wall and lift the rock out of the hole onto those metal plates out here in front. Yeah, these guys were really good with dynamite. And at the end of the blast, that hole you had was 6 feet deep, 5 or 6 feet wide, 6 or 7 feet tall. But all the rock you just blasted sitting out. And,
Wow.
And that amount of rock from each blast, 15 to 18 tons from one blast at a time. Yeah, pretty crazy.
How many blasts per day?
It depends on the time in history, how many workers we had down here. Later in history, it was one per 8 hours. So in 1940, the miners' lives got a lot easier with this jackplate drill. They still use these drills in underground mining today. It only takes 1 drill steel, 6 feet long right from the start. And it has this adjustable leg with air going through it, and that leg telescopes in and out. So now drilling that hole only takes about 2 minutes to go 6 feet. But moving it to the next hole, that's the big time saver, because it only weighs 120 pounds instead of over 300 pounds. So those miners could drill the hole, pull the drill steel out, adjust the leg, and start drilling that next hole almost immediately. And it is just as loud as that other one over there. But that one over there takes about 6 hours to drill all of the holes in the pattern. Just with moving that drill around and everything. This one takes 2 hours or less. And over here, the holes are basically the same pattern, but this is a detonation cord instead of fuses. So that burns really fast. It burns at over 2,000 feet a second. So they always had a regular slow burning fuse on at the beginning because they wanted to give themselves 2 or 3 minutes to get out of here before anything blasted. And they'd usually go back to the shaft or down a long tunnel around the corner somewhere. I didn't want to be anywhere near it. And the holes are not filled completely with dynamite. There is one little primer stick way in the back, but the rest of the explosive is sprayed in using an air gun like this. And that explosive is a mixture that they call prill. Prill is really ANFO, ammonium nitrate and diesel fuel mixed together. It's more stable than dynamite, and it's much more powerful than dynamite. It's what those guys used in that Oklahoma City bombing all those years ago. Yeah. And last week, came through here, a couple of kids on a tour, and one of them said, "Hey, is that real dynamite? Do you do dynamite demonstrations on the tour?" No. We do not. But several years ago, they were expanding some of the tunnels for the tours, and they recorded one of the blast rounds. This is what it sounded like when they recorded it. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, and in the last month or so, I've had 4 different tours that I've given where there was someone on the tour that actually works in underground mining now. And when I played that, every one of them went, "Oh yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. It's exactly what it feels like, everything."
I don't like it.
Pretty cool, huh? I think it sounds like the T-Rex from Jurassic Park.
So is that active mine, do they using dynamite over there or explosives? Like a year, so I heard, when I walked out a while ago, I thought I heard something go off.
They didn't blast today. What they're doing is they're still drilling and removing stuff from the last blast a couple days ago.
I wouldn't have heard this.
Oh, no.
There.
What do you think, Roman? You wanna leave again? Okay, I'm following you.
Watch it.
That's what the hard hat's for. Save me.
No.
Why didn't you say snow?
Because I know it's not.
You don't know. Maybe it snows down there.
Isn't the salt nice through here? Yeah. So we call this the salt tunnel, and this is the salt corner. And where that salt is kind of pasty, caked on over here, in general, that's wetter rock that the salt's coming through. And over here where it's crystallized and it looks like snow, in general, that's drier rock that it comes through. Now, the mountain in the heyday had over, well, that was 1890s, early 1900s. It had over 500 mines on it with shafts and tunnels. Every tunnel underneath the mountain is all connected together, kind of like a big giant anthill under here. And they connected everything on purpose for a couple of reasons. One was for safety, so if something happened in one part of a mine, they could get out somewhere else. And then also for the airflow. Can you feel that air coming through here? Yeah, it's real cool. That's all fresh air from the surface. It comes down certain shafts, goes through the tunnels, goes out of the shafts. It's constantly circulating fresh air down here. And the only air that they pipe down here is to run the machinery. It's not for us to breathe. And that's this pipeline here right beside the track. It's a huge air compressor on the surface where that air comes down from. And right inside of this tunnel here, this is where the microphone was for the recording of that blast that they did. So it was sitting right here. As we go along, I'm going to show you where they were actually blasting, and you'll see how far away that was, and it was still that loud. And as we go around, I'll show you that. All right? Okay, Roman, here we go. Not very far, right to this next over here.
And it's dark.
Don't tell us.
All right, Roman. Your hats, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a nice picture. picture spot here if you want to look up here as you come around and get rotated through there. And
Go around,
while you're doing
take a
that,
picture.
I'm going to talk about some of the tunnels. Now the tunnels all have different
Oh,
names based on
okay.
what they
You need to
do
go
and
in
where
there.
they go. That you remember the shaft, of course, we came down. That salt tunnel we just walked through there a minute ago, that's called a crosscut. Crosscuts were the tunnels they blasted to get from a shaft to a vein of gold, or from one shaft to another shaft. They weren't necessarily expecting to find gold as they're blasting crosscuts. They were getting to the gold most of the time. They already knew where it was. Now, drifts are the tunnels that follow horizontal veins through the rock, but in this district, most of the veins are vertical in nature. They're going up and down, and those tunnels that follow those veins are called stopes. S-T-O-P-E. This right here is a raise. It's the beginning of a stope. And stope mining is mining up as opposed to mining down. And that sounds kind of funny. But the gold was first discovered on the surface in rock outcroppings on top. And those veins came down from those rock outcroppings. But what they found is if they would follow the vein down and mine down, the deeper they got, the harder it got. And they were always in their own way. It was pretty inefficient. So what they found was faster and safer to do is to sink a shaft beside the vein, and then every 100 feet down, they do a crosscut tunnel to the vein. Then they would follow the vein up and mine up, creating a stope, and let the gravity work to bring the rock down. So this picture here is of a miner up on the platform there. He's drilling that same pattern in the ceiling using a stoper drill. Then they load the explosives, they clear everything out, and then they blast, and all that rock falls down. Then they're continuing to use gravity as much as they can to get the rock to the lower level of the mine that has the ore cars in the track. Now, most of the time they use wooden ore chutes like you see in the picture here. We'll see a couple as we go along the tour here. And once in a while, though, the rock needed to be moved horizontally. And what they would use for that is this machine right here. It's called a slusher. And it's a little drag line, and I'll show you how this works. It's kind of cool. It's a little bit loud. I'm stuck. There it goes. All right, here it goes. That's a lot easier than using shovels and rakes. And once that rock got dropped into the ore cars, then the ore cars take it back to the shaft and it goes up the shaft. It sounds like a roundabout way to do it, but it was faster and safer than mining down. And wherever there's a stope in the mountain, there is gold. They were not randomly mining up hoping. They were following the vein every single time. Yeah, and all right, another question for you. I hope it's not a trick question. Where are we right now?
What about the
Under the, yeah, probably.
Huh.
What kind of a tour are we on?
Gold mine.
A gold
We are in
mine
Colorado.
tour. He said Colorado, that's correct also, but we are in a gold mine, right?
yeah?
Yeah, have you seen any gold?
No.
Oh,
I'm gonna show you some.
All right.
So look right here. This right here is a little vein of the gold ore. And you're going, how exciting. The gold in this district was almost never free gold. So free gold's like a gold nugget or flakes of gold like you can buy in the gift shop. Because of the volcanic activity, the gold here attached itself to other minerals. This is purple fluorite. It's the most common mineral that gold attached to here in the district. Along with the fluorite, there are very tiny and even microscopic particles of gold. And by using heat and crushing and chemicals, they can separate the gold off of the fluorite. Iron pyrite, fool's gold. In this district, real gold attaches to the fool's gold. That's confusing. But the highest grade ores, the really valuable stuff, is called calaverite and sylvanite. They are telluride ores, and they look almost like silver aluminum foil going through the rock. And what's funny is the gold miners are coming into the district early on, but very few of those gold miners found any gold because they were looking for gold. But people with no idea, no clue about mining or geology or anything like that, they were picking up shiny rocks and they were becoming millionaires.
Wow.
Happened a lot here. And since this is a raise, the beginning of a stope, what does that mean? The
There
only
was
reason
definitely
it's here-
gold here because they went out
The
for
only
it.
reason it's here is there's gold. You wanna see it? Of course, we're in a gold mine. Look at this over here, I'll show you right where it is. So you see this little soda straw hanging down here? It is not gold, but it's really cool. But look right above it, you see some sparkles there? And look right here, purple with
Oh,
sparkles.
yes,
Oh,
that big
yeah.
purple.
And if you follow the sparkles up this little crack, that's called the vein structure. Right there is another dark streak in the, and that's the little vein they were chasing here in this race. Now this isn't very big, it's not even a stope yet. And the reason they stopped chasing this vein is because it is very tiny. Many of the veins in the district are more than 50 feet wide. So taking the time and effort to get whatever amount of gold is in here is just not worth it because you have huge veins nearby. So they just left the remaining of it here. But those big veins, that's why this is one of the richest spots on Earth, here underneath the mountain.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, you wanna keep going, Robin? All right, here we go. Doing a good
The
job.
rock. Probably isn't very much in there. Yeah, you want the rock, right, Miss? Put it in. Yeah, you have to. There's probably not very much gold in that one rock.
She moved too fast.
He didn't know you were gonna take a picture.
So, Holly Kathleen Gortner found a really nice vein, and this is her mine, and she had a son named Perry. And Perry was always trying to make it easier for miners to work down here. And in the early 1920s, he was trying to figure out a way that they could haul ore cars around down here easily. Up until then, they'd been hand tramming, that's miners pushing ore cars, and for several years, they also had donkeys down in the mines working, hauling ore cars. But he had heard about something similar that was being tried in Deadwood, South Dakota. So in the early 20s, he invented this. He called it an air donkey. It is a pressurized air tank. It had a little Stanley steamer motor on the back of it. He was hoping this could haul ore cars around, and it did kind of. It could really only haul one ore car at a time, and even then not very much because it's so light that it can't jump in the track. But it did get everybody thinking about how they could use the air power to haul ore cars around on the mines. And as we go along the tour, we'll see a couple of other of the next generations of this idea. But this is the original air donkey that Perry Gortner invented in the early 1920s. All right. Come on down this way.
Well, they picked them up.
Good picture spot here, guys. Now looking down this tunnel, we can rotate through to get some pictures. If you want to go back to that chain on this side, you can. But you notice that the walls have changed. We've gone from mostly salt to a bunch of other colors.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah,
is a wetter
turquoise.
spot in the mine, and that water is seeping down in greater volume and
Iron.
collecting other minerals. Yeah, so the orange brown stuff is iron oxide. It's rust. What do you think the yellow stuff is over here?
Sulfur.
Yep, it's sulfur oxide. And what about the green?
I thought the green was. The,
It's not mold.
I thought it was. I thought that was the iron.
Nope, the orange brown is iron.
Yeah.
The green stuff's pretty, whatever it is.
It's pretty, yeah. The green is copper.
Copper. Of course it is.
Well, Statue of Liberty is green.
Yeah. I don't know why I
Oh, yeah, when it's a
didn't think of that.
And this wooden structure here in front of us, this is the bottom of one of those ore chutes. It comes down from a stope up above us. That's where they would drop the rock down into the ore cars. And this red tank here, this is the next generation of that air tram. And so in 1948, the superintendent of the Mali here was a guy who was 6'6", 285 pounds. His name was Shirley Johnson.
Nice.
Nobody called him by his first name. He called him Mr. Johnson. But he took Perry's idea, and he had the Fry Manufacturing Company in Cripple Creek build him this. He called it an air locomotive. He took the Stanley steamer motor off of Perry's tram, put it on this one. It worked great. This could haul 5 full ore cars at one time.
Wow.
It's pretty fast too, and they use this, they call it the Shirley tram, down here, for a lot of years here in the Mali. So that was the Perry tram, this is the Shirley tram. And the reason that looks more like a cave down there than a mine tunnel is because nothing's really been back in there since 1961. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, come on over here.
Yeah. Oh, like cords or anything else.
You want to show you? I can walk backwards and do it for you.
Oh, that's okay.
I do it all the time with a bigger camera.
Is that what do you do?
I'm a photojournalist.
Oh, nice.
Kid television.
I can't have it looking too professional.
Okay.
There's some more drills. They'll be right back.
I always wanted to come in here. I lived here forever and I never did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought that was real interesting.
Well, that's
Back
neat.
there, the original tunnel looking piece back there. It's really neat. One of those
This is pretty neat.
Yeah.
You are?
I know I did. And, I was like, okay, I gotta get it.
You can see you rode with her, but
Yeah.
once she's down here, she's okay.
All right, guys. So these are a couple of examples of the Stoper drills. So you have to imagine those guys on those platforms, sometimes 100 feet in the air, drilling up. This is the original version. It's called a whale tail. It had a couple of big problems. First problem was as they're drilling up, the drill steel only counted up. It did not turn. So the miner had to wiggle it like this to get it to bite into the rock and actually drill something. So that's pretty dangerous. But the worst part about this drill and why they call it the Widowmaker is because as they're drilling up, all of that granite dust is coming down. You know, breathing that dust is like little shards of glass getting into their lungs. It's a condition called silicosis, rock lung. Yes, miners did die at pretty young ages. Not from like mining accidents we would think of, but from breathing the dust. And they didn't know what was going on, didn't think about using masks or anything, and unfortunately they used this drill for almost 20 years before they discovered everything.
Sorry.
But their solution is really good here. They take a drill steel and they bore a hole. You see that hole there? And that hole goes all the way through the drill steel. What do you think they put through the hole?
Like a drill bit, something like that. No.
Water. Pressurized water from a jet tank like this, shooting up through the drill steel I was drilling.
To catch the dust.
Yeah, created basically mud, no more dust. And that simple idea saved a lot of lives, just by shooting water up through there. So this would be called a dry drill. They do not use it anymore. This is a wet drill. And I'm gonna run this one for you. It is the loudest thing we have.
Oh, Lord.
That is loud. That is loud. And you know what? Whenever I run that, I don't think about mining. I think about Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
Remember when Bugs Bunny get a tremor and he bounce around? I know that's how these guys walked out of here after their shift, just running this stuff all day. Hey, this next part of the tour is my favorite part. We're going into this next room here. But we'll be looking up this direction at a stope, and the room isn't quite this big, and so I think I'm going to be taller people going against the back wall and shorter people in front, just to make sure everybody gets to see it.
And the kid.
I don't think you want to miss it. It's so cool.
That's you and the kid. You wondering what that is?
As long as everybody's past this picture on the wall, you should be able to see. Yeah, come on a little bit further. So this is the Queen Bess Stope. We are looking, well, from here it goes up 800 feet.
Oh, wow.
So that guy up there, he's the Stope rat. He's the highest paid miner. He gets paid $4 a day because it's so dangerous. They also had children working in the mines, 8 to 12 years old. And those kids got paid 50 cents a day to run errands for the miners. And one of the things they would do early on is the miner would be up there setting a staging area, but that big drill is down here. He didn't want to have to try to climb up these steep ladders carrying that drill. So he'd throw a rope down, and those kids would tie the rope to the drill. And then I still think his name's Superman though, because he'd have to pull that drill all the way up to where he's working. But then when the air power came down, they could hook these cables and pulleys and have tug lines and let the air pull all the tools and equipment up these skid troughs. I'll show you how this works. It's still a bit loud. That's a whole lot easier. And since this is a stope, what does that mean?
I mean,
There
there's
was
gold.
gold up there.
There still is gold. Look on the left side here, you see this dark band of purple, gray, silver,
Oh,
sparkles, a couple feet wide right there. That's what's left of the Queen Bess vein. It comes down here, behind this copper, and there's another exposed stretch of the vein right here in front of us. Yeah. And this is a good vein. Up above the 700-foot level here, the vein did turn down, it's wider, and in some places it was more than 300 feet wide. That's a huge vein. All right, everybody have a view up there? It's my favorite part of the whole trip. That's cool. All right, lights going off, and this next thing is fun too. We get to take a ride on the train. Come on around and find a seat. It's a little bit louder in the back, okay? And taller people maybe find a seat on the lower level somewhere. Just trying to be helpful.
I don't know, I think you've done this enough that maybe you're a miner now.
I don't know about that.
Sit back here. Hey, sit back here. You'll put me in front of. I like the riding part. Can we ride the rest of the way?
All right, so just like every ride you've ever been on, you know the spiel, right?
Don't get no hands outside of the cars.
Please keep all hands, feet, legs, arms, noses, ears, and everything inside the vehicle at all times. And on this one, do not stand up. And it does get pretty tight through here, and this is not styrofoam. Now, this opening here, this is where they were doing the blasting for that recording.
Oh, yeah.
So remember where I showed you the
Yeah.
salt corner? That's where the microphone was. This is where the blasting was.
Wow.
That's a long ways away, and that was still that loud. Now, this yellow tank here, this is the last version of that air locomotive. It's the last one the Fry Company ever built in 1951. Shirley Johnson had them build one more for the Molly here. Now, the track is laid at a 1% grade downhill to the shaft. This is so powerful, it could push 15 full ore cars at one time to the shaft. And then it could pull the 15 empties back out without any problem. It will have no problem hauling us around either down here. Now, this is pretty fun. We go around the corner here, we make a quick stop, then we go down a pretty long dark tunnel for a while. And there is light at the end of the tunnel. And some of you may be disappointed to hear this, and some of you may be very excited to hear this. They have not put any drops on the ride.
Oh.
I'm
Which one
sorry,
are you?
right? I would like one drop in the dark, just kind of.
Just to wake people up.
Yeah, so-
That's right.
And it's still pretty fun anyway, though. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
It comes down and it's comfort.
We are off.
looks like he might be busy.
Yeah, I would skip it too. It's been occupied for a very long time. All right, here comes that dark tunnel.
I like that part.
Watch your step. Yeah, if everyone can please stand back toward this rock wall here just for a second. I'm going to send this back where it came from.
Yeah.
All right, here it goes.
It was a good ride, though.
So this tunnel, we just go through part of it here. This tunnel is called the Black Diamond Crosscut. It goes from the Kathleen mine to the Black Diamond mine, which is about 1,800 feet in a straight shot to the north. That's north if you're wondering. 1,800 feet is a long way to have a straight tunnel. But you saw, we talked a little bit about the huge mining operation on the mountain next door now. That is the Cripple Creek and Victor Gold Mine. It's a surface mine owned by Newmont Mining Corporation. And they have been trying to sell it. I'm not sure if it's sold yet, but if you want to buy a gold mine, go talk to those guys next door. A few years ago, it was the #2 producer of gold in the world. And it was about 12, 13 years ago, they did a computer model of all of the historic maps that the old time miners had done of these underground tunnels. And they were very detailed maps. And here, let me show you something. It's pretty cool. A kid that I used to coach sent me this last week, and he was flying over in a commercial jet a couple weeks ago. And this is a picture that he took. So take a look at that. So see that right there? That's the big mine next door. That's basically the volcano. Okay, Cripple Creek is right here. Here we are at the Molly right there. This is Victor over here. So that's about 36 square miles right there.
Do they do more surface mining now than this old tiny
Oh,
stuff around now? Yeah.
It's safer and they don't miss stuff.
Yeah.
So they calculated in that much area, 36 square miles, there's over 10,000 miles of tunnel.
Ooh.
All done 6 feet at a time.
That is crazy.
So my school building over in Victor, which is also for sale, by the way, we have mine tunnels underneath our